The Hyundai Creta Concept is one of those vehicles that makes you stop and pay attention, even if you weren't planning to. It's the kind of reveal that makes you realize just how far Hyundai has come over the last decade. This isn't just a fresh coat of paint or a mildly updated shape. It feels more like a preview of Hyundai's future direction, especially in the compact SUV segment. When you look at it for the first time, the design immediately tells you this is not the same Creta people are used to seeing on the road. It carries a sharper attitude, a more dynamic stance, and a premium personality that's way more mature than the outgoing look. The front end, especially, sets the tone. Hyundai's designers clearly wanted something bold, and they went for it. The grille feels wider and more structured. The LED lighting elements look like they were lifted from a more expensive lineup, and everything comes together in a way that makes the concept look futuristic without trying too hard. It has that clean, precise design language that modern American buyers usually appreciate, where everything is intentionally placed. Nothing looks overly aggressive, and the whole front fascia feels balanced and confident. As you walk around the vehicle, the side profile is what really sells the concept's presence. The proportions are tighter, the lines are more sculpted, and there's a sense of motion even when the car is parked. Instead of soft, rounded edges, Hyundai has gone for more geometric shapes, which give it a strong visual identity. You can tell they were inspired by their larger SUVs like the Tucson and Santa Fe, but the Creta Concept still keeps its own personality. The wheels, if they make it to production even in a toned-down version, are going to be a huge visual upgrade. They look modern, almost artistic, and they add a nice layer of sophistication that people expect in this category now. Even the rear design does its part to keep the whole look consistent. The taillights have a sharp, connected, almost technical aesthetic, and the overall rear structure looks wide and planted, which is something a lot of people look for in an SUV because it sends a message of stability and strength. The Creta Concept absolutely nails that first impression, and it does it without relying on gimmicks. When you step inside the cabin, you immediately notice how different it feels from the Creta most people are familiar with. The interior is where Hyundai is really flexing its design muscles. It's clean, open, and modern in a way that feels fresh but still practical. There's a big focus on minimalism, but not the kind that strips away everything you need. This is the kind that makes the space feel more premium and comfortable. The use of materials looks elevated, with softer surfaces, cleaner lines, and a layout that feels purposeful. The dual-screen setup blends into the dashboard without looking like an afterthought, and the interface looks more refined than what you see in typical compact SUVs. Even the steering wheel is designed to match this new direction, with a more contemporary shape and cleaner controls. It gives the driver a sense of being in something that's genuinely forward-thinking. The seats look well designed too, with enough side support to keep you comfortable during long drives. Hyundai knows that comfort is a huge part of why people buy SUVs, and this cabin definitely communicates that it's designed for real daily use. The ambient lighting adds a subtle touch of personality, making nighttime drives feel a bit more relaxed. The space management seems smart as well. Good legroom, good headroom, and plenty of places to keep your phone, wallet, or other small items. It definitely feels like Hyundai wanted the interior to match the sophistication of the exterior. And from what we can see, they did a good job, since this is a concept. Hyundai hasn't released full mechanical specs, but we can piece together the direction they're going. The push for cleaner design usually pairs with a push for cleaner engines. It wouldn't be surprising if the production version ends up offering hybrid or at least mild hybrid options, because that's where the market is headed. Consumers want efficiency without sacrificing performance, and Hyundai has been investing heavily in electrified powertrains. The Creta Concept feels like a perfect candidate for that transition. Even if the final version sticks to traditional engines, you can expect more refinement, smoother response, and better fuel economy. Hyundai has been improving their drivetrains consistently, and they tend to push new tech through global models like the Creta. One thing Hyundai always focuses on is drivability. Their vehicles are known for being comfortable, reliable, and predictable on the road, which is exactly what the average SUV buyer wants. With this concept, the goal seems to be taking that comfort and layering it with a more premium driving feel. Better insulation, smoother suspension tuning, and more responsive steering seem like natural upgrades when you consider the direction of the design. This concept feels like it's meant to bridge the gap between affordability and sophistication. It's not trying to be a luxury SUV, but it's definitely trying to feel more upscale than the segment typically allows. Tech is another place where Hyundai usually shines, and the Creta Concept is no different. The screens, the layout, and the interface all suggest a more modern experience. Expect wireless connectivity, advanced driver assist features, smarter safety systems, and a smoother overall digital experience. Hyundai has been pushing features like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and digital instrument clusters across their lineup. And the Creta Concept feels like it was designed with all of that in mind. Even small details like the climate control placement or the touch response look like they've been optimized for ease of use. Nothing feels cluttered or outdated. What stands out the most, though, is how confidently Hyundai is positioning this concept. They know the compact SUV market is crowded. Every brand wants a piece of it, and buyers have tons of options. So instead of sticking with something safe, Hyundai is choosing to evolve the Creta into something that feels more mature and more capable of competing with bigger names. The concept carries a calm boldness, nothing extreme, but everything intentional. It tells you Hyundai wants the Creta to feel like a vehicle you'd be proud to own. Not just something you buy because it fits your budget. If even half of what we see in the concept makes it to the production model, it's going to make a big impact. The segment is full of practical choices, but very few of them look and feel this upscale without bumping up the price. That's where Hyundai has always been smart. They give you features and quality that usually belong to a higher class but keep the car accessible. The Creta Concept takes that philosophy and pushes it forward. It looks modern, it feels premium, and it carries the design language that Hyundai has been refining across their lineup. The more time you spend looking at it, the more you notice the effort that's gone into the details. This isn't a rushed design. This is the result of a brand that understands where the market is going and wants to get ahead of the competition. It's stylish but mature, futuristic but grounded and ambitious without being unrealistic. It balances everything in a way that feels very Hyundai smart, thoughtful, and customer-focused. This concept makes it clear that Hyundai isn't just updating the Creta. They're evolving it. They're giving it a stronger identity, a more premium atmosphere, and a direction that aligns with global trends. And if you're someone who's been waiting for a compact SUV that looks high-end, but stays practical and affordable, this concept gives you a lot to be excited about. It's not just a redesign. It's a sign of what Hyundai wants the future to look like.